It's two honks and Kevin just messing around. You'll never know what they talk about on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. You might hear something about the NBA. Maybe they'll just make your day on two honks. Two honks and Kevin. It's sports and life and family too. Let's all listen to two honks and a Kevin. Yeehaw!
I just crapped my pants.
All right.
Yeehaw!
What's going on? It is August 12th. How are things going?
Man, you guys just said the date, and I just sound like I feel like a bad son. I think it's my mom's birthday.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you better call your mom right after this.
Whoa.
I guess this podcast is dedicated to your mom then.
Yeah, I looked at the date all day, and like soon as Richard said it, I was like, "Oh man, I knew I forgot something." Today just felt empty.
Dude, I don't ever remember birthdays, man. They're so. Thank God for Facebook. That's the best thing for it.
I know,
It just
right?
tells you.
Yeah.
It tells you whose birthday.
Anniversaries, all this. Oh,
Yeah.
that picture popped up.
I've missed a couple birthdays the past few months since I dropped off of Facebook.
Exactly.
There you go.
I just blame Corona at this point.
Right. Yeah, there you go.
That's awesome.
So it's going down.
Yeah,
I mean, Blake, you had the house to yourself for, today at least. I know you said the kids were going to grandparents. Was the wife, she got a meeting of some sort?
No, so Grammy took all three, including Everly. So Everly doesn't really, leaving Everly with Grammy for a whole week is a little much.
Sure.
So on Wednesday, today, Nika drove down there right after work and is picking up Everly and bringing her home. And then she's heading back Friday night to spend the night and chill while I have guys over to watch some fights.
Right on.
Yeah.
You said Friday night? You mean Saturday night, right?
Well, Saturday, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, she'll be gone this weekend, basically. So,
it's
so I guess
perfect time to eat off paper plates.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'll be buying them.
Yeah.
I'll be buying them.
Let's go to Myers and get some paper plates.
Yeah. Hey, I meant to take a picture, but I literally went to the store because we had Addie's birthday. I literally went to the store to get paper plates for her birthday. So I almost took a picture, sent it to you guys. So, and it was nice. Cleanup was, on the spot.
I'm telling you, man. You just dumping around.
Kevin, what shirt are we wearing today? I see you got the muscle shirt. Are we wearing?
I'm fresh out of the shower. I'm wearing the Black Panther shirt.
Oh, okay. All right. Yep.
Target Black Panther cutoff.
Well,
and I found out after taking the shower, I bought new deodorant yesterday.
Okay.
Well, I bought deodorant that I thought was the normal deodorant that I use on accident. You know how you go to the store quick and you just grab something, you're like, oh man, this is not what I like.
This
right?
is the green deodorant.
So,
I use the blue.
Right, exactly. So I use Meacham. Shout out to Meacham if you want to sponsor. But I normally get
our sponsor.
Yeah, I normally get the
we should
hard.
Just do an ad for them right now.
Right.
I normally get the hard clear, but I accidentally got the gel, and so I cannot stand gel, dude.
Oh,
it's weird.
Now, do you know what deodorant you get every time you go to the store, or do you forget sometimes?
No, I know every time.
Okay.
Because it's the same. Yeah, it's the same all the time. It's in the same spot. But like somebody moved this yesterday. Somebody moved this yesterday. So I grabbed the wrong one, right? And so this morning, so I don't know about you guys. So I took a shower tonight. I put deodorant on now, and I will re-deodorant before I go to work. Right?
I'll re-shower before I go to work.
Yeah.
I just took a shower tonight. I'll probably wake up and take a shower.
That's controversial. It's depending on how late I wake up. But I re-deodorant, right? So I hate gel deodorant because it's uncomfortably cold. Not only that, I put some on today, and I had an undershirt and a shirt. It's sticky and it bleeds through your shirt. So I'm like, man, I hope this dries before I get to work. So I had the windows down and I blew in. I'm like, I can't make that mistake anymore.
Yeah.
So after I use that, burn through this because I'm not gonna waste it. I gotta get my regular deodorant.
I think
I don't know, man.
I think clear deodorant is a young man's game. I think after I hit 30, clear deodorant the gel just went out the window because I used to use it when I was younger, and then I couldn't use it anymore.
And it goes out too quick too.
Yes, yeah. So I say it's a young man's game. It's not.
Yeah, and that sticky. I don't like that sticky feel. I think I'm doing Speed Stick right now. I switch it up. I feel like my body gets used to it, and then like my pits will start sweating. So I'll just switch it up.
Right.
Hey,
I'm always one of those nervous pitters too. Like all day. Like if I'm sweating, I'll smell. Richard, you like that nervous pitters? I'll smell like this. Like I'm under the desk.
That's management right there. That's management.
Yeah, I got to stick a deodorant in my file cabinet, and
I do the same thing though. I put deodorant in my file cabinet at work.
Yep.
Right. I got to stick everywhere.
Just in case.
My car. I got stuff for my hair.
I'd be scared of it in my car. I'd be scared it's gonna melt. But I don't like the cake deodorant. Like you put it on and it's like stuck balls up in your like armpit here.
It's gotta be smooth.
That,
little mothballs.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You got cake mothballs up in your dinner.
You know what?
That's what I'm experiencing.
You know what I can't stand anymore is when people put, especially people our age, when they put like Axe body spray on.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I can't stand this. It's like it stings my eyes and my nose. Like even after they put it on, it's
like a cloud, dude. It's like you know how Pigpen used to walk around on Charlie Brown.
Yeah,
it's like that. Like it's like an Axe cloud, though.
Even after they've had it on for a while, I'm like, man, God, why do you wear that crap?
Yeah, you need a nice cologne.
I have some, but I can't stand the smell of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you can tell that it's on.
Like,
yeah, you
like
can
I
tell
like the purpose. I like the purpose of it, especially like if I'm gonna go play sports. Like if I layer my body with that, so it doesn't have such a athletic smell.
Yeah.
Like that's exactly what I use it for.
Yeah,
I don't know if it helps.
I have a buddy of mine who he would just take the nastiest shits and then he would just cover it all up with Axe body spray.
It probably kills all the germs too, bro. That's probably the cure. That's probably the cure to COVID right there.
That's probably why I don't like it. It's because whenever I smelt it, I was like, man, you just took the most massive shit ever, probably.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I hate that when somebody uses the bathroom like that and then they use one of those sprays because it's just like 10 times worse. Like you used to have like this cinnamon one. It's like, hey, you just took a big old dump with a hint of cinnamon.
Yeah,
like it didn't make it any better.
Right?
Yeah. Get a fan or something up in the ceiling. Like,
right.
Do you guys wear cologne?
No, I can't.
Yeah,
anymore.
I'll rock some cologne.
I used to.
I don't go with the expensive though.
What do you wear?
I mean, it's like Ralph Lauren, Kenneth Cole.
So you just mix it up.
Like it's just like whatever my wife buys, basically. I remember back in the day, though, it used to be that curve.
Yep.
What?
Yep. When I was in college, that's what it was.
Everybody got that curve.
Yep. Did you ever have the Michael Jordan cologne?
I do remember it.
You can get that. Yeah. You can get that at Meijer. Like
you can get that at Walmart now. Yeah.
Yeah. I of course had that. There was another one that was like a blue bottle. It wasn't Curve or something else. Cool Water, maybe.
Yeah, Cool Water.
Remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I have been wearing since high school Aqua di Gio.
Yeah, I know that. I've had that before.
I get more compliments on that cologne, and my like Nika won't let me wear anything else. I don't wear it too often. Like I mean, I don't have a reason to wear it to go to work, so I don't waste it. Right. I mean, I'm not really seeing anybody. So, but yeah, I don't get too.
It's cool
too
to
much
smell good.
It, but hey. In our life that just has that smell about them, and it's
must.
like how do they not know that they smell like dirty butt?
That's you, bro.
No, that's not me.
I remember
that's not me because I'm deodoring it. I got spray and I'm coloning it, so it's not me.
And then
uh-oh.
Richard, we're losing you.
Yeah, hold on.
Keep going, Kevin.
Keep going, guys. Yeah, it looks like maybe... Hold on, let me back out of the room. I'm going to dump the room. Okay. All right. It's like we got some dead air here. Hold on a second. I'm going to pause the recording, and then hopefully we'll be back in a second. There we go. Let me... All right. Let's see here. Let's just... close it. Or, oh, stop. All right, hold on. All right, let's see here. Let's try if just doing that works. Yeah. Of course, my computer's going nuts. Oh, you want to know why? Discord update. All right.
I watched it once. Like, I think I may have gotten like halfway through it.
Try that again.
Listened.
Right.
Like all he had to do, you know what I'm saying? Like so, but the other part is to that too is that like the body cameras came out, and it definitely shows how the cops did really everything right until obviously the end. You know, like
right.
they literally treated him like as best as they can. At one time, the cop pulls the gun out on him, like at the very beginning, but it's because the cop is asking him to put his hands on the steering wheel, and he is reaching behind him, and the cop starts going, "Sir, show me your hands! Right, show me your hands right now." Hey, what up, Richard? Right. Can you hear us?
Yeah. 1 second. I'm gonna throw the recording back up. My computer decided to update.
No, recorded?
No, I did. The computer decided to update, and now my camera's froze again. Hold on. Oh my god,
dude, we were on a roll.
We were rolling.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On each other.
Yeah, the minute I start having problems, y'all might as well stop talking.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, like, that's what I was like. I hope that's recorded. See.
Hey. all that was fun. Some of that was fun.
Yeah, it cut off after that though.
But hey, you know what? If it cuts off right when he started cutting off, that was before me bringing up the topic we were just talking about.
Yes,
exactly.
So I can just go into that again.
All right. I think the George Floyd thing was like he got caught for counterfeit money, and then
hold on, just wait for it.
Oh, you're fine. Let's give this a second to see if it freezes up again. Like everything froze up, and then my computer went nuts, and then Discord closed and said we need to update. So,
oh my
what
gosh.
the hell, Discord?
Nice. All right, so we'll just go back into it, and we'll just say,
yeah,
hey,
the stream's still going on. I haven't stopped the stream, so but they didn't hear anything, but they hear everything we're talking about now.
Right, well, that's fine.
There you go.
So yeah, sorry,
right.
Technical difficulties.
Go back in it. Now we got Richard on. He's probably watched this.
Yeah, I'll go into exactly what I was talking about.
Okay, I'm gonna hit the record button on Adobe, and
okay.
I'll just we'll just go ahead and go on here. You guys ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready.
Sorry about that.
All right, we live now?
Yeah, we're back live. Sorry about that.
Right. Look, wherever that just cut off, we're sorry. We had some technical difficulties. We were talking about cologne. I mean, it was pretty entertaining, I guess. But
yeah, that is actually where it cut off. You were talking about the blue cologne that you wore or whatever. Yeah.
Aqua Di.
Oh, the cool.
Yeah, Aqua Di.
Yeah, that's when I noticed that's when I noticed my
Yeah.
video was frozen. I was like, I'm not moving. So.
Yeah. So Kevin and I just kept on talking, but it was a topic I wanted to talk with Richard about as well. So I asked Kevin, I said, did you watch the most recent video where it showed the body cams of the police officers on this whole George Floyd situation? He has not. Have you, Richard?
No. No, I've seen it released, and I've seen, some comments about it where people have indicated it kind of gives a different perspective in terms of how it led up to it. But other than that, I haven't watched it.
So I actually watched it through a podcast. They were kind of like showing the clips of it, and they were kind of talking about it, pausing it. So, I had somebody narrating it, so to speak. It wasn't like I just searched for it. But so first of all, that's part of my point right there, is that something so dramatic that's happened this year that has caused a movement, has caused riots, has caused looter, has caused all this damage. Nobody has taken the time to actually watch what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one even cares. Like, it's crazy. And like you said, the notes you've seen or whatever is that it paints a different perspective, or it shows a different perspective. And that's the point too, is that's what drives me crazy about media, is that, like, hold on. First of all, why are we just now getting this footage from these police officers?
Why does that always happen? Yeah.
It's a legal thing.
Yeah.
They actually, it was illegally leaked. The court hadn't said it was okay to. The court had just said it was okay to push out, but it got pushed out like the day before the court said it was okay. I think they were going to say it was okay, but it's just like anything else. They have to review it. They have to make sure whatever. Because the other problem too is now you're going to have issues finding a jury trial. And I think that's part of the issue, is like you can't release stuff, like you got to be careful with how much you release about things, because when you have a jury, you have to have a jury. I hate to say this, but the jury has to have as little information as possible going into the trial. That way they can be a fair juror. Does that make sense?
Hold on, who's singing in the background?
That's my daughter. Let that happen.
Oh, it's on there. I'm not taking it out.
Because
if you instigate it, it'll just keep going. So just let that happen.
Let her know that she was some background vocals. Okay, so I don't want to get away from what Richard was saying. Go ahead and say that again, Richard.
Well, yeah, I was just saying, like, I think the courts have to be careful with how much they release, because if this goes to a jury trial, the less a juror knows about it, the more of a clear conscience they can go into whatever they have to delegate. Does that make sense?
Right, because the defense is going to bring that video out.
Hold on. But that juror already has a perspective because it's been thrown at them and has been, they have seen it. They've seen the one perspective, so they haven't seen the whole other perspective. When the world's on fire and people are destroying buildings and catching and ruining people's businesses for something, release it. Let us see what really happened. Let us see how the cops handled this situation. And if you do, I think you're going to have a different perspective on it, because what I was getting at with Kevin earlier when we were not recording is the bottom line is so first of all, if you see the footage, the very first thing that happens is the cop comes up to the window and he knocks on the window. George Floyd's in the driver's seat and there's two passengers. Both passengers are like, we don't even know him. We don't even know him. Like immediately are like trying to get away from
and Floyd is like freaking out. Like I looked at it a little bit while we're like paused.
Yes. So George Floyd, so the officer just nicely knocks on the window and asks, opens the door, asks him to get out, and it tells him to put his hands on the steering wheel. George puts one hand on the steering wheel, his left hand, and his right hand is moving around and searching for something. Mm-hmm. So the police officer says, show me your right hand, show me your right hand, show me your right hand.
Yeah.
He does not show him his right hand. Mm-hmm. So the police officer grabs his gun and points it at him. Just show me your hand. Okay. Please show, and if you watch it, I'm sorry.
Up to this point I have no problem.
Okay. Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Up to this point I'm fine.
Right. So from there, George finally puts both his hands on the steering wheel. When he does, the officer puts his gun away.
Good. Okay.
He never grabs the gun again. He eventually has to strong arm him a little bit. I mean, he's trying to get a grown man, out of a car.
Of course.
And he's not listening.
They pull him out. Yeah.
Now, why were they pulling him out? Was it he was
on? Well, they said he was. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if he was. He was in the car in the driver's seat, and apparently he was all. He was on drugs.
Oh, so they felt like he was probably on something, and whatever he had been called for before.
Didn't they initially pull him? Like they initially came to arrest him because it was
fraudulent
money or something.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was like earlier. I thought that was just a different charge.
So
I thought that was all in.
The police were called there. From what I have gathered, the police were called there because a clerk called the police saying that he had given him counterfeit money, and that's why the police showed up to begin with.
To the car to confront them.
Yeah, that's what I've understood. Whether or not that's 100% true, I don't know. That's just what I've heard.
Right.
Or what I've read, I should say.
Yeah. So from there, I felt like, it's probably honestly, it's a typical routine police stop for this guy. He's got a guy, you can tell he's on drugs. The one lady that gets out of the car tells George, stop resisting, just stop resisting. And then the officers question those kids. The officer asked this one black gentleman, let me have your license. He immediately just gave him his license. The cop said, okay, thank you. And those dudes were never, the people that were in George's car were never even, nothing happened to them. You know what I'm saying? No one even knows who it was, right?
Okay.
So it just kind of shows you that the police officers were just handling this situation just like
up to that point. I agree with you.
Every day.
Yeah.
So then from there,
but does that give them the right to kill him?
No. Now I said that when we weren't recording. I'm not just no.
Because that's what other people are going to ask you. Like, okay, yeah. So like you can tell, like he looks like he's a little freaked out. It's like 4 or 5 people pull him out, and then the rest of the video, right? So I mean,
now I haven't, yeah.
Yeah, you'll just have to watch it. I just watched like the 5 minute spill, like we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't seen like the very end, but I'm pretty sure that's when it gets bad. So that's probably why the video I watched cut off then. But yeah. So I mean, I know I said that when we were off air and we didn't realize it, but it's hard to talk about this without not coming across like your question. Like I've said it 1,000 times.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah, you're just questioning. Like that's what you should do.
Yeah.
We question everything. Because, that's what it is.
Because you got to remember this too. We were on air like the next day that this happened, and the very first thing I said was, "What makes this racist? What makes this racist?" That because I saw a police officer abusing his power on somebody. Right now, I didn't see the 15 other opportunities that they gave this man to just listen. Just look, dude. If you would have just put your hands on the wheels and just got out, we would be done, just like your two friends against the wall over there that just, I mean, Kevin, you've said it 100 times, right? Like you play that game.
I just do what I do so I can go home.
Right. So
I just do what I gotta do so I can go home.
And once again, it does not justify his death. It does not justify his death.
Right.
I'm just mad. Like, it made me mad that like the world's on fire because of the situation. But we wait months later to really show us like what happened, that these cops are not racist. Like now, I mean, I don't know. It's so hard to say that, right? Because you don't know the intentions of the guy that has his knee on his neck. But George was saying he couldn't breathe the moment the dude opened the door to get him out of the car. It wasn't the first time he said, "I can't breathe." So once again, it just puts these.
He may have been having a panic attack too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't see a panic attack.
Yeah, he was all. You could tell that he was immediately freaked out.
Yeah, especially being on drugs.
He starts apologizing immediately.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Yeah, so I get that.
And I honestly, I mean, I felt compassion for George, because you could tell this guy like, oh my God, I messed up. Please don't take me to jail. But I felt like the cops were giving him a little bit of compassion too. Like, I mean, at one point the cops kind of like holding him up because like, I guess George kept like falling down. He's like literally helping him up. Like,
was he just having some sort of because it did come out he had some underlying health problems.
Issues.
And I don't, that's not my way of saying it's, the police shouldn't have, did whatever they did in the end. But, could his whole episodic thing have been his underlying health issues? He said he had a bad heart and he had this and that.
Right.
I mean, I don't know why he was acting that way. You can't necessarily say the guy was on drugs, because he could very well like.
He was,
he was.
Like, I mean, it came out that he was. I can't remember.
Did it? Okay.
Like, yeah, like methadol, I think was one of them.
Well, I don't even know what that is. Like
what's that?
What is that? What is methadol?
I don't have no
Kevin,
idea.
you know what it is. What is it?
Is it meth?
Is it meth? I'm assuming. Yeah. So, man, I don't know. It's just such a tough, I like I said, I'm so for. I want everyone to be treated right. I want everyone to be treated equally. We've covered that. We've talked about that. So I'm very I'm okay with some of the stuff that's going on. But I'm so sick of the media. I think the media causes so much of this.
Yeah,
so much.
And it does. It does.
It's social media. Fox, CNN, all of it does. It does.
But I don't like. It's okay. Okay, how's it going to change?
It's
because look what it's doing to us. Right?
Yeah. It's I think. But I don't think it can.
Yeah, it's just getting worse and worse because we have social media. Like, you're gonna pick a side regardless. You're gonna pick a side and you're gonna be on the side. Like, and I'm not saying like I knew George Floyd wasn't top flight, but I feel like the situation, like, he didn't die in vain. Like, there's been changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people waking up like, hey, like, right or wrong what happened. Hey.
Right.
Like, we need to do better as human beings, right?
Right.
So it's like it caused a lot of confusion and it caused a lot of ruckus, but I feel like it will bring us to steps forward to getting better and making all of this better. As far as like media does its job. It's gonna overblow every single fucking thing. all the time. No matter what.
This is, to me, this is what that video needs to show. And if everybody would watch the whole video, then I think it would show that the cops are doing the right thing. They are trying to do the right thing. Now, that outcome, that ended so badly simply because of the health issues. He's on the wrong part of his neck, whatever, right? But they gave that guy 15 chances to just sit down in the car, man. We'll roll the windows down for you. We'll put on the air. Like they were saying that in the video, like just sit in the car. We'll roll down because he was saying that, he's on, he can't breathe and, and all that. So apparently in the video, I didn't hear this, but the commentator, I think, said it. I guess George said, I just want to lay down. Just lay me down. So that's how he gets to the ground. And then the cop puts his knee on him. So my whole point of saying all that was that they did great there. They did great all the way up until this tragic ending. So now it's the education, it's the training, it's the how to handle this type of person that's on this, that you can immediately tell that's on drugs. Because the other thing is, when those two friends got out of the car, they were telling the cops that George is out there. He's not, like, they're telling the police officers that he is not mentally there right now. So they started treating him as he was on drugs, and they were starting to ask him. And I mean, you just got to watch the video. I really just don't know how anyone can see the beginning of that, and not be like, okay, like, yeah, we really shouldn't be defunding the police. Like if these three officers weren't here, that guy could have got behind the wheel and possibly killed some. Like, that's the whole job of a police officer. It is to handle situations like that. Unfortunately.
Is that at that point
also supposed to protect the people that they're in care of, too.
Yeah, because I mean,
it's just a situation where it's a perfect storm of two wrongs on both. You get what I'm saying? Like,
well, but see, okay, like I understand what you just said. Like they are to protect, but also, I think your point was like, yeah, you can't let a guy die though, right? But I guess my point is though, like you can tell throughout the whole video that's not the outcome that they wanted. Like that, and honestly, when I first saw the video, that was one of the things I said. I was like, I don't think the dude meant to kill him. Like, no, I really don't think.
I don't think anybody did. No, I don't think most people thought that was the intended outcome. I mean, that'd be insane if it was.
Right. Yeah. But that.
I would just like to know why did they? Okay, his knee was on his neck for 9 minutes. What took so long for them to try to wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, why did his knee have to be on his neck for? Thing. Like, he was
9 minutes.
If he had asked to be laid down and they laid him down, right? Like he had asked, what was the point of the knee? And the guy obviously couldn't have done anything. Like, if they had to help him to the car, why was the knee on the neck? He can't even walk on his own. How's he going to get up and do anything?
Right. Yeah, and listen, that's the problem. Right? Like, that's like, if there was no knee. Now listen, the guy could have laid there and he simply could have.
It could have been the drugs in the end that offed him. Yeah, I mean, we don't know for sure what offed him. I mean, unfortunately, was it a knee? Was it a combination of things, or was it just the fact that he did the drugs and he had a bad heart, and this was the end result?
Yeah, and
he was COVID. It could have been COVID.
Oh, in the end, put one more on the death list.
It could have been COVID. I'm saying.
It was. Hey, COVID took out Kobe Bryant too.
There you go.
Yep. The helicopter crash was a cover up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's COVID.
So I mean, I just it's just, it really hit me today, and I was kind of excited to be able to talk to you guys about it. That the thought just kind of hit me, like, first of all, it is crazy that such an event has happened, but barely any of us have seen the whole footage, right?
I think I'm just over it. Like, I'd seen it and I was like, okay, and then just read some comments and moved on. Like, I'm just like, I mean, we've been inundated with it at this point in time.
It's over now. Like, it's like, that was last year, So I mean, I get it. And then it's like, I kind of want to piggyback what Richard said. like I feel like it's better to present that in a trial because then it's like, then you got people that's thinking like, yeah,
they've seen it for the first time there, and then it could be explained to them by, the lawyer. Instead now they've seen it in public, and now they get to hear everybody else's opinions on it instead of the lawyer.
Truth.
Right.
It gives the police officers a better chance to not, you know what I'm saying, of a lesser sentence because I know they're still gonna get something.
I don't know. After hearing this, I don't know.
They still killed a man. Like, I don't know. I think the world is going to go sideways if they get nothing.
I think you're right, Kevin. Like, regardless, they're going to.
You get what I'm saying? Like, the world is going to go sideways if they get nothing, completely nothing. They still
You're right.
Like, they still killed a man. Yeah. Like so.
They're already mad he's not getting first degree murder or whatever.
Exactly. Like, I don't know if it's manslaughter or what. Like, I don't know what they call it, but they're going to get something.
Right. Yeah. So did you guys hear about the shooting up in Chicago? Well, that's like every weekend, but no one talks about it.
Right.
Or it's
that's
every day.
It's a war zone up there.
Yeah. I mean, they're like, hello, we got more people dying of bullets than COVID up here, and no one gives a crap.
Exactly.
It's sad, man. Well,
which one was this one?
So there was a shooting. Which one was this one exactly? Someone shot at a police officer. Police officer shot back. I can't remember if they killed him or wounded him. Word got out that it was a 14-year-old that shot it, which wasn't even the truth, and people started rioting. They destroyed the Tesla manufacturer up there. Like they,
and they said that the other person fired the first shot.
That's the point, Kevin. That's the point. They don't care who shot first. Like that's how far we've gotten to where people are looking at these situations and just immediately saying, police officer shoots somebody, riot. And it's like, dude,
you got to shoot these. The police should, yeah. The police should have allowed him 10 times to shoot at them before they fire back.
Like that's where we're getting, and that's I don't know, man. It's just
I think the thing
I'm scared for the future.
No, I think the thing that you have to remember, Blake, is that people will always, whether it be their religion or this case, people will always take a good cause and twist it into something that they want, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. People have been doing this with religion since the beginning, I mean, if you just take a look at the history of it, people, so why wouldn't this be any different? So I wouldn't necessarily say that per se. People are just doing what they've always done. They've taken a cause that is a good cause, and unfortunately, there's a few people out there that have decided to take the initiative and twist the cause and do evil with it.
Yeah, you're right. And then the media only shows us that.
Yeah, because that's the most impact they'll get. Yeah.
I mean, it even happens with NBA. Yeah, it even happens with when teams win championships. Like everybody's celebrating. You got this little people rioting and stealing stuff.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I know. You're right.
They're just looking for a reason to do bad.
It's just.
Yep.
I mean, it's so funny that it circled back around just on that little conversation of what we were saying earlier. Like it just does become the media because when the three of us talk about it, that we will see eye to eye or we can discuss it.
I don't think any of us really watch the media though. I mean, we don't.
You don't have to.
No, we don't.
That's the thing. You don't have to.
No, we just gather the facts from sources we trust, and then we have a conversation.
Right.
Yep. And we really hope that source that we trust is right.
Well, you got to go through a couple sources. I mean, you don't just read one magazine and say, "Oh, well, this is what happened." You go to
right.
It's
that's the thing I'm trying to do too. Even with podcasts, is just even if it is so. Like I feel like a lot of the people I listen to, well, not a lot. Well, some, I feel like are more left. Well, I don't know. It just depends. I feel like everyone I listen to is just like right in the middle. They're just like
most people are. And that's the thing that you don't. Yeah, most people are. But the problem is those people that aren't the loudest, right? I
right.
mean,
It's the people that are the extremists.
Because we're the ones that are trying to
have...
live our life. Like we, it is, we vote down the middle. I think most people are.
Right. So
and I tend to steer that way too. Like I don't want anything heavy sided on anything. Like I want.
You're right.
Like I'll take opinions. Like, but don't push me over here. Like, because I just don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we have two things that are going to happen in the future that's going to cause just mayhem again, and that's going to be when whoever murdered George Floyd possibly, gets off or gets a small sentence, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's going to happen. And then the next one is when Trump gets reelected. Am I wrong?
To me, I don't think it's going to be a big deal because I feel like he's going to get reelected. Like I feel like
you watch.
I think most people, I agree with Kevin. I think a lot of people are just like, especially after his VP pick, I'm like, I don't know about that because she has a pretty bad history of herself, and I just don't know.
I don't know much about her. Fill me in, man. Let's talk politics.
I mean, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but from what I've gathered, her and Biden are pretty big reasons why a lot of African Americans are in jail for nonviolent crimes. Let me just put it that way. So you could do your research yourself and read about that. That's kind of why my eyebrow raised a little bit when I read it, and I was like, two of you? I mean, Joe Biden already had a history of doing this, and then you pick Harris, who had a history of doing it out in California, and so it's like and so with what's going on now, she's
African American, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like some people are saying she's part Indian and part African American. I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know. That doesn't really. Yeah, all I know is from my understanding, her and Biden are two big reasons why you have so many African Americans in prison for marijuana.
Really?
So just do your
research.
For
like a lot of years too, right?
A lot, like the one guy that got sentenced for 30 years for like a pound of marijuana.
Yeah, like 20. Yeah, Joe Rogan put something out like
And then there's a lady that killed her kids and got like 2 years or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like
see that's the stuff that's hard to hear. That's the stuff that's just like, man, like I think Rogan
was just a little bit away.
And you wonder why people riot. Like you wonder why people freak out about George Floyd. That's why. It's not it doesn't matter that whether or not he, they intentionally or whatever. Like, do you have kids, right? Have your kids done something repeatedly, time after time after time, and then you're not looking and they did it or whatever, but then they tell you they didn't do it and maybe they didn't really do it, but you've done it so many times, I'm just going to assume you did do it.
Right.
So, exactly. That's just the way, that's the same thing with, this whole thing. It's like it's happened time after time where, minorities have been put in jail for petty reasons or have had too much, force used against them just again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of the George Floyd thing is that I think, looking at it from my perspective or what you have said is that this is what they did. And I say, okay, well, it's pretty reasonable we lead up to this point and it's kind of unfortunate, and I think had the outcry not been so bad, they may not even have gotten a jail sentence.
Right.
But because the outcry is so much, there's going to be major problems. But then again, is that justice? Like if it comes to court and there are more things we haven't heard or whatever has you,
But here's the thing though. Are we all going to be able to see that? Are we all going to see the evidence of the court? Probably not. So how are you going to change all the minds of all these people, that have rallied behind this and have screamed, F the police and defund it? Like, when in the end, this is not one of those situations.
This is not. No. And I mean, it may very well not be.
It is because the guy died.
Right. The guy died. He shouldn't have died. I mean, I think as soon as they found out what was going on, and I think that's part of the thing with the defund the police. I think we need to understand that in a lot of cases, defunding the police isn't necessarily meaning take all the money away from the police. It's saying take the money the police have and let's invest it in different things for the police department.
Different programs.
Right? Let's take officer or whatever, and instead of having him be like a gun on the street, let's train him on mental health. You know, so now you have two police officers together. You have one guy that's the gun guy, and then you have another guy that's the mental health guy. Like I think in a lot of cases that's what they mean by defund the police. It's not.
Right.
I think it's just. I think it's bad verbiage. Like you know what I mean? It's like the whole thing with like Black Lives Matter, right? A lot of people took it as only Black Lives Matter, but that's not the case of what they're trying to get across. They're trying to get across is like black people are the ones being killed. Their lives matter as well. So I just think it's verbiage that is bad. Like it's that, at least that's what I think.
And think about this too. Like, take the George Floyd situation, and let's just say that going forward, every police officer has somebody with him that is dressed in a different outfit, right? That is that he is there to help the situation. Like you got the protector, you got the guy with the shelf, the gun, in case things get crazy, right? But you also got this guy right here is here just to help talk you down off of whatever bridge you're on.
Like a social worker background.
Like I mean, just think about how much ease that would bring to a situation, And I mean, you're right. I mean you're right. That's the stuff. Kind of like what we were saying, like if there's going to be some good that comes out of this, like that's the good. It's like, don't defund, we have to have these police officers. They're saying, I think it's in New York, like it's just freaking crazy. Like it's just like,
that's Cuomo. Yeah. He's been against the police. Was it Cuomo or de Blasio?
And people are dying left and right. I mean, it's not going to work.
He's been anti-police since the start. Like it's not this. He's just taking this as an excuse to continue his agenda. So let's keep that in mind. It's not, he's been against the police from the start, and it's a problem.
It's showing that it doesn't work. So
yeah, I mean, if New York's not careful, they're going to end up, like they were in the 70s and 80s with, crime in Times Square, people getting robbed left and right.
Right. So. Yeah, I mean, I just, I feel like this is a very, critical time in our lives. And, I think about my kids, because obviously the economy's been crazy. I mean, there's so much tied into a lot of people saying that this is, because it's the election year and all that stuff too. And it's going to be amazing when coronavirus disappears as soon as someone gets reelected as president, especially if somebody said that the other day. Dude, I will die.
Stop.
And like Biden gets elected and all of a sudden coronavirus is gone.
I had someone kind of start saying that to me and I must have made a face because they immediately stopped. Like I must have just made a face that just was like a shut up face because
you immediately started shaking your head, so I knew you weren't going to buy whatever I was getting ready to say. I don't even know who put that thought in my head, but it would be funny if, like all of a sudden, there's no virus. But,
yeah, because the rest of the world is not there. Let's just ignore the rest of the world.
Exactly.
That's my thing. Is like, look, people think like America's the only one that had this problem. Like the whole world has had this problem. So
yeah, I hear you.
It's always going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah,
so I just feel like we're at the bottom, and we're just going to.
We've always had ups and downs. It's
right.
We've had the Cold War, the World Wars, Vietnam. I mean, I think this is tame compared to what people have gone through in the past.
Yeah, exactly. We just never went through it. We've never went through it in our lifetime.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, we're all
it just came on us in no time, and everyone's trying to figure out what to do.
All at once, you get punched in the face.
I mean, media has been around for a long time, but this one, like
24-hour cycle has not. I think the problem is the 24-hour news cycle has not been around for a long time. Like I feel they came around in the 90s, 24 hours.
I feel like ever since, like I feel like it didn't get really bad until like TMZ. When everybody had to be the first one. Like it seemed like after I think it was like the death of Michael Jackson. Like everybody wanted to be first with everything.
Yeah,
and that's like where we're at. Like, and people will send stories, incomplete stories,
headlines,
and have to rebuttal, and and it's just like I gotta get it out. I gotta get it out.
You got 14 million views, especially if you're a celebrity. You got 14 million views just like that before you even know. It just. Well, I think you can probably tie into ever since iPhone or cell phones with video and
smartphones.
Smartphones. Yeah, I mean that because now everything's being videoed and uploaded. I mean, social media has so many good things about it, but I mean it's for the first time ever, everybody can voice their opinion. Like everyone.
Everybody should not, and everybody
it's too
should
much.
Not.
I think it's bad for you.
Yeah.
I think mentally is.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, let me
Now,
put it like this. Could you imagine just sitting here right now in a room by yourself, and just sitting here, and all of a sudden, 1,000 thoughts, just different thoughts, just flood your mind? How bad do you think that is for you? That's exactly what happens when you open Twitter, when you open Facebook. It cannot be bad for you. It cannot be good for you mentally. So I mean, that's kind of how
it makes you like schizophrenic, huh?
It just takes your brain everywhere. You can't shut your brain off after it. I don't know. Like, I don't know about you, Kevin, but I feel so much better mentally. I have in a long time.
Yeah,
that's good.
I remember like sitting on the like, why do I have to look at this? Why? Like, it's just emotion. Like,
yeah,
I have to have my phone looking at it. Like, why? Like, I don't even care. Like, I don't even talk to these people.
That's an addiction.
Right. Yeah. Like, I don't even talk to these people. Like, I really care.
I don't care about your opinion.
Like,
right.
See that, like, that's where it's tough, because sometimes it's like, I do like that aspect of it. I do like the fact that I have friends. If I want to discuss just like being in a group chat, it's no different than what this podcast is, right? Like, it is good to have other people's opinions, rather if you agree or disagree.
I agree.
That's what we do. But it's so toxic to just one negative, another negative, another negative, and then, oh, look at my kids. Oh, that's cute. Another negative, another negative.
Yeah.
Trump this, Corona this. It just
argument, dude, petty.
Yep. Yes, and it's the same people, and and dude, I don't know how many times I'll be like, I'll type something and I'll delete it and I'll just X out of it and be like, no.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, because like I would rather just call the guy and just be like, dude, I like you. We've been friends, but you post this stuff like all the time. Like, help me understand why you're so this way.
Why are you so angry?
Like how many times have you typed something and you're like, hey, I'm gonna send it to him, and you're like, no, I'm gonna delete that because I just don't feel like
it's just not worth your time. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're right.
Yeah. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I'm like, and they're like,
yep.
Nah, I'm not even gonna, like, I don't feel like arguing. Like,
I'm gonna go play some Xbox.
You got the best
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. I'll go. Yeah, you're right. I mean, it's so true. And then it becomes a debate, and then it changes your mood, and then you take it out on your kids or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna unfreeze you.
Yeah. But listen, man, I mean, I listen to my nieces and my girls, or my niece and my girls now. I mean, I'm sure Olivia, I'm sure you've heard this, is, oh, I have this many likes. I have that many followers on this. And my girls don't even, they do like one, like, it's not TikTok. We should talk about that. Trump's trying to ban that. No, it's not. No, it's like a kid music thing. I don't know. So it's one of the safe ones.
Okay.
Kids Bop.
Kids Bop.
Yeah. Right. But anyway, so they're already into, and I try to tell them, like, don't worry about who's watching it. Like, just do it. Like, just, do it to be entertaining and have fun with your cousins.
Do whatever you want. Yeah.
Make memories or whatever. So,
hey, so what's Trump's actual reason for wanting to ban TikTok? Like, I heard Microsoft was trying to buy it and stuff like that.
So here's what I don't understand about this situation is people. So the petty reason it seems he may be doing it is because people are using TikTok to make fun of him.
Yeah.
But the the other reason why it might be happening.
I hope that's the reason.
I don't.
Yeah, because that's the only reason I know.
I don't like. I think I could do without that app anyways.
That's all he needs.
Yeah.
Hey, if I was a president of the United States and I could ban TikTok because people are making fun of me, I probably would too.
I
mean, when else am I going to be able to abuse my power? I might as well do it now.
Right.
Exactly.
So the other reason is they're saying is because TikTok actually collects like a ton of data on you. And it's all going back to these Chinese companies. And, look, let's be honest. I mean, look, it's not, the world has become a big data dump. Like, that's what sells now. Ever since Facebook, the way they make money is for me to sell your data. That is what it is. But the concern is that China sometimes does things with data that is not so good. And sometimes they use data to steal proprietary things. And, so who knows? I mean, it's just, and here's what I don't understand. If people get so upset about their data, right? You remember when Facebook got in trouble because they apparently got caught selling their data to this big company, and people got super mad. And those same people don't give a crap about TikTok. And it's like, dude, they are literally, your kids are on this app sharing videos, and the things that are installed, I'll tell you as a tech person, the things that are installed on your phone when you install TikTok, I don't have TikTok. Because they install backdoor proxies, they install all kinds of crap on your phone, and they claim it so that their videos can be uploaded. But I'm gonna tell you, like, the things that they install are not necessary. So that's why all these companies are telling their employees, don't install this stuff on company phones. So it's a problem, and that's why a lot of companies won't go to China, because China is known to steal proprietary stuff. And take their stuff and just sell it in China, because China's got billions of people, So what do they care if, so it's one of those things
that's scary.
Where one instance where it's like, he's probably doing it for a stupid, petty reason, but I really don't think TikTok's a good thing. Like, I think it probably is spyware.
Right. Well, I remember when it first came out, like, people were talking about it, like, hey man, like that's a China run company, and they're doing it, to steal our identities and stuff. So I mean, how simple is that? Like, how simple is it to do that? Right?
Do you remember about 4 years ago in the last election, there was a Russian app made where you could take a picture with your phone and it did something. I don't remember exactly what it did.
Yeah, it made you old or something.
It made you old.
It was like,
yeah.
And it turned out,
let
me tell you what that probably did. That was a Russian company. And I guarantee you, they probably took that and got it to made bots with it to help flood social media with whatever it is they wanted to do. So because there's a lot of theory out there that app was made to take your picture, put you up on social media as a different name or whatever, but use your picture. So here's an American, here's his opinion on Trump or on whoever. So they, and
then they just.
And they flood.
Wow.
So they flood the comments.
So they just made bots. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So that's
okay. That's what that means. That's what that means when they say make bots. They make bots to just cause more drama.
Right. And I mean, then you can have scripts that run. Right. You have these scripts that you can run and push a button and it makes comments for you.
Right.
And once again, dude, you said it earlier, Richard. Everything that's made for good, there's evil in it.
Mm-hmm.
Everything, dude. Because social media is great. It's great that I can see what my buddy Kevin from high school is doing. It's great.
Not anymore, you can't.
I want to see how. What's that?
Not anymore, you can't.
What'd you say? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, it is. It's cool to see. If my buddy had a kid or whatever. But
I agree.
But man, dude, you just get flooded with. But I mean, I feel like part of that's like if you can just keep your circle close though. Like, I mean, I feel like, especially my Instagram, I keep that like, if I don't know you, if I'm not going to let you into my house, then you're kind of like, I'm not accepting your friend request. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but look, dude, I look, I'm a photographer. I love capturing moments, and I post stuff on Instagram, my stories all the time, and I know somebody somewhere is probably watching it. You know what I'm saying? And I have no idea who they are. Right? So,
right.
I don't know, dude. I mean, are we all just signing up for it?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Get your TikTok on.
I just want to talk about one thing before we sign off, because we got about 5 minutes left. One thing I want to talk about. I think, let me get this out, okay? Because I know you're going to have an opinion on it. I think Damian Lillard is a great player. I think Damian Lillard right now is probably a top 5 player in the league. However, I am so tired of people licking his balls. like the whole game.
Yeah,
the whole game yesterday.
Yeah,
I got so sick. Like I'm like, dude, his team is below 500. Shut up. Like he's a great player.
The NBA is loving it right now. Yeah, that's what people are watching right now.
You know what I think it is? I think it's because he's had feuds with people, and he doesn't back down.
He's like a UFC fighter. Like here's this guy out of nowhere in the UFC talking but his record's like 1-4, but he can talk mad crap. So let the licking commence.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because
but he is a good player.
Team.
It's not really a fair comparison with 1-4, but because he's 61 points against Dallas. I mean, granted, Dallas's defense isn't really there, but it's still a great. 61 points is great.
Yeah, and 50 the night before, and then that was after he missed those 2 free throws that cost him the game.
Yeah,
that's what I like about the guy. He's like, all right, I screwed up, but here I am. There's a little bit of me that understands what you're saying, because there's a little bit of me that's just like, all right, Damian, like you can kind of smile now, like enjoy the game, but then, but I also love that dog in him, that and he's the short superstar right now.
Sure,
too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's Derrick Rose when Derrick Rose is at his prime, right? And he's just, he's so fun to watch, man. His game face, oh.
Well, him and Russell Westbrook have that same thing, yeah.
Right, it's the dog in him that keeps them going. Yeah, it's the dog thing that keeps them going, and that self motivation, and like he just wants to will them. He wants to win. Like I get it.
I respect it.
But,
What'd you say, Richard?
I said I respect it. Like I respect him. It's just too much.
And it's the story of the day.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, But
really, to be honest, they've had the best games in the bubble. Like they've had a couple close games, and that's why like they're getting all the hype right now.
Yeah,
they're getting all the hype right now.
Yeah. Think about how different it's got to be when you're playing. Like just think about us. Got 10, 15 of us, and we're together. We're a team. I mean, it's such an AAU environment. It's got to be so cool. Well, what I was going to get at is like Kyle Kuzma hit a game-winning shot the other day.
Yeah.
And I mean, in a way, it's probably cool as teammates to be like, dude, it was just us. It was just us and some cyber fans. Remember that in 2020? But then it's like when you watch old footage of like they were showing Damian Lillard hitting some game winners and you see the crowd just go crazy. Like that's got to be the greatest feeling for a superstar.
No doubt.
Yeah. But I feel like it's like the same adrenaline high. They're gonna have a bubble MVP. Who are you guys picking as your bubble MVP?
So they're really gonna have a separate MVP for a bubble player?
Yep. They're gonna announce it.
They are?
I think they're gonna announce it this Friday or next Friday.
Oh, so they're already gonna announce the player?
Lillard.
I think it's either Dame Lillard or Booker.
But they've gone undefeated.
Warren.
It's got to be Booker.
You think so?
I haven't watched one single Suns game.
I've watched 3 of them.
Really? I just haven't caught them. And I love Booker. Hey, that's a guy. Well, first of all, Phoenix may have just figured something out, but that's a guy that he could be scary on a lot of teams. That dude.
He can be scary on that team. They just need another player.
Ready for this? Imagine him on the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah.
That'd be ugly.
Him, Luka, Porzingis. Oh my lord.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, Hardaway. Hardaway plays like a maniac.
Yeah, when he plays like a maniac though.
Real quick, I heard this question the other day. If you had to pick one player right now to be the player for the next 10 years, who would it be?
It'll be.
Ooh, I like it. So obviously think of a younger player, right? Because you don't want LeBron because he's gonna be washed out.
And you got to think of someone not injury prone, so you don't want to pick Zion.
There you go.
I would say Luka or Booker. Right now.
I agree with Richard. That's the only 2 I can think of right now.
Yeah, I had Luka. I feel like there's someone else that we're forgetting though.
I feel like Giannis would have
You're
been.
still going to want Giannis.
That was the question. That was the debate right there.
Mm-hmm.
Giannis or Luka. Luka just.
I think Luka's more
I just
stable.
Think it could be a Luka league easy in a couple years. Like these players are getting older. In the West, it's
his second year.
See it, but he's only 21.
But if
man.
Giannis, I know. But if Giannis continues to get better, I mean.
I understand, but Giannis has that body. Like it's gonna eventually break down.
Yeah,
it's eventually gonna break down.
Because if you say 10 years, I mean, Luka plays a lot like Ginobili and Parker, who were in the league for 15, 20 years. He kind of dashes through,
he
the
picks
defense.
His spots.
Yeah, exactly. Where I feel like Giannis plays like he has something to prove. Yeah.
Yep, he does.
He plays a lot like an early
Westbrook.
LeBron. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like a Westbrook early LeBron. Like I'm trying to do it all by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I like about this. I mean, I think every era is great in the NBA, to be honest with you. But I feel like this new era is bringing a little bit more of that competitiveness. I don't know. They're still all friends, but
yeah.
Last question on those two playing teams. Let's say Phoenix and Portland are your 8th and 9th.
Mm-hmm.
Can the Lakers beat one of those teams?
Can the Lakers
right now? Yes.
No.
I think the Lakers are garbage.
They have
everybody
no depth.
was picking them to win it. I was like,
I think they get bumped the first round. They're going to have trouble with both of those teams.
Yeah.
Especially in a series, dude. Yeah. I mean, they have two players. They're literally adding free agents right before the bubble.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't you take a team like Portland. Now, granted, they've been injured, but they still have that chemistry. I mean, that chemistry is a major, major, major thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice to see Melo and LeBron against each other in a series.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be fun. Happy for Melo.
Yeah,
for Melo, and
good for him.
Like Richard said last week, he's learned his role and he's likable.
Yeah, yeah. That's always been my problem with him. Is like he was never willing to say, "All right, I'm not the number one guy anymore for whatever reason." So, I need to.
I've lost a step.
Yeah, I need to assume a different role. Yeah.
Which, when you think about it, he's been the man probably since the age of 6 on every team. So that's a hard role to say. You know what I'm saying? To say you're not as good as, because he's looking at Chris Paul and LeBron and all of his, his boys and seeing that they're still doing it. So of course he thinks he can do it, and obviously he can. He just had to get in the right place.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
anyways, it's probably the best thing ever for him.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we got to wrap it up. We flew on this one tonight.
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, man, that was fast.
Yeah.
Yep. Good talks.
Yeah. Sorry about the little hiccup.
Fast. It's Richard cut out for like 20 minutes.
I was like, man, I got to go. Sorry, guys.
Did you use that cinnamon? Did you use the Axe spray in the bathroom? Is that what happened?
Yeah. My wife and I...
We just kept talking.
Yeah. I was afraid that's what you guys were doing. I was like, man, they're probably talking, think it's recording. But
we were.
Yeah. If I go down, it's done.
Now we know. We thought the show goes on, so we just kept going.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right, see you.